Good morning, everyone, and thank you. Actually, good morning, good afternoon. Thank you for attending this afternoon session. My name is Christine, and I'm the program manager for the marketing program here at McMaster Continuing Education. So I'll be facilitating the session today. So here's our agenda for today. The first part of the presentation will focus on the marketing program, and I'll talk briefly about the business administration diploma with a marketing concentration as well. Program requirements, some program details, and the online format. And lastly, we'll look at the registration process and the schedule and answer any questions that you might have. So, our marketing program will give newcomers to the field a fantastic foundation as to the core areas of marketing and will help experienced practitioners better understand how strategy and return on investment. You'll learn how to do market research on the competition, identify target markets, and you'll build full-scale marketing strategy plans which you can easily apply back to your workplaces. We offer a selection of elective courses where you can gain specialized in branding, social media, and digital marketing, to name a few. Most of our courses are offered in person and online to meet your needs, and we are adding new online course offerings which will be coming soon. If you don't see a course that you're looking for, we're always here to discuss how we can make our program better. Send us an email with your ideas, and we would love to hear from you. All of the contact information will be at the presentation. So let's take a look at some of the program options. We now have 4 different programs for students to choose from. The Marketing Certificate, which is 5 courses, the Marketing Diploma, which is 5 courses plus 3 electives, and the Marketing Diploma with a Digital Marketing Concentration, which is 5 core courses and 4 Digital Marketing elective courses. And lastly, the Business Administration Diploma with a Marketing Concentration. And so I'll discuss this a little bit further in the preview as it differs from the first 3 options. Just on an aside, a brand new program will be starting in the spring of 2019 called the Advanced Strategic Marketing Certificate Program. This program is for those who are in the field and who have already had about 4 years or more experience and need to take their marketing game to a whole nother level. All of the programs are open enrollment programs, which means there is no formal application. You can just enroll in the courses through our website. And don't worry if you want to change the programs after completing a couple of courses, we can happily do that for you. So let's take a look at each one of the options in more detail. We now offer a certificate in marketing option. To meet the certificate program requirements, you must complete all 5 core courses. Please visit our website for specific course descriptions, and you can find out the course outlines on the website too for more detailed information about the courses. All 5 of our core courses can be completed in person or online. The Intro to Marketing course is a prerequisite for all of the other marketing courses. We encourage all students to begin with the Intro course. It provides a great overview of marketing and the basic concepts taught in this course. The other marketing courses can be taken in any order, so when you take them, based on your course schedule or your personal and professional needs. Maybe your organization is undertaking a branding initiative, and you want to learn more about that. Or a Tuesday night class works more better for you than a Thursday class. At the beginning of your program, you'll have the flexibility in choosing your courses at the beginning of your program rather than at the end. Planning ahead and using the schedule will definitely help you. Next, we have the Marketing Diploma. Students who pursue the General Diploma will get a strong foundation in the core marketing concepts. You can then pick 3 electives that work for you, and students can choose any 3 electives from what is above. Note that the 5 marketing core courses are the same as the core courses in the Marketing Certificate. Another offering in marketing is the Marketing Diploma with a concentration in digital marketing. program requires you to complete the same 5 core courses plus the foundations of digital marketing, the fundamentals of digital marketing, and the 3 other digital marketing electives. All of the courses can be completed online. Students who complete this program will have a solid foundation in core marketing concepts, plus a specialization in digital marketing, which is so important in today's marketplace. Those who do not have marketing background should complete the 5 core courses before taking the elective courses. And please note that all digital marketing courses are available online. The other program I wanted to mention is the Business Administration Diploma with a concentration in marketing. This option may be better suited for someone in a business role who has some marketing responsibilities rather than someone who is looking for something more marketing specific. In this option, you will take the 5 core business concentration courses plus any of the 4 marketing courses. This option is available in person or online as well. Keep in mind that you may choose to start with the marketing diploma program and then decide that you want to switch to the business administration stream or vice versa. It's completely fine with us. Just let us know and we can change it in the system for you. And this is done by calling our office or emailing our office. And I will have those points of contact at the end of the presentation for you. Another great feature of the McMaster University Center for Continuing Education is something that's new and recently has been introduced to some of our marketing courses, and they are experiential learning projects. These projects combine the theory with a real company project. Working with a team, our experiential learning project will enable you to apply your knowledge in solving real industry problems and working with companies across Canada. Experiential learning projects are offered online and in the in-person courses. Courses with an experiential learning project are identified on our website when you go to the enroll. If a course has an experiential learning project, it will not have a final exam. So learn a little bit more about visiting CCE under experiential learning from our website. And so coming soon is the Advanced Strategic Marketing Techniques Certificate. And this is a marketing program that's been fully online. The advanced program, as mentioned earlier, is due to start in the spring of 2019 and is again fully online, so flexibility and completion of this program are quick for an active marketing professional. We are actively developing the remaining in-person only courses to be available online for those courses that are left for the marketing program. Look forward to building social media relationships and the social media research techniques courses to be available online for the spring and the fall of 2020. So those will be coming up. So here's a little bit about our instructors. Our instructors are practitioners. They are not full-time McMaster faculty, and they currently work in the field, so they're very familiar with the current best practices and trends. They will also share their industry experience and help you to understand the concepts of marketing. Our academic courses. Our courses have been developed in partnership with the Faculty of Business at the DeGroote School of Business at McMaster University, and were developed to meet the second-year university-level curriculum. All of your completed courses will appear on your official McMaster University transcript. And assignments and grades. Each course is uniquely planned, but you can expect to find quizzes, exams, assignments, and case studies to assess your learning. Most courses are assignment-based, meaning typically there isn't a final exam, but there are certain courses that require a proctored final exam. And you can complete your exam here in Hamilton or at a community college or a university near to where you live. If you are taking an experiential learning course, you can expect to spend a little more time per week with your groups and with individual readings and preparation. It would be safe to say that you would need to add another 2 to 3 hours per week for these types of courses. So look on the schedule, that upside down arrow that indicates if this is an experiential course or not. Course materials. All of the courses require a textbook and/or a course pack. Course materials cost approximately $100 to $150 per course. These materials are purchased separately after you enroll in your course. Materials can be purchased online at McMaster's campus store website and simply search in the textbook area to find the costs. Transfer credits. If you intend to complete the certificate, you can transfer one course into the program from an external institution. If you are pursuing the diploma, you can transfer up to 2 courses into the program. Transfer credits must be 80% similar to the courses that we offer, completed within the last 5 years, and will need to have earned a C or better, and you can check our website for more details. Students who complete a marketing certificate and then want to continue on and doing a marketing diploma may apply the 5 core courses from one credential to another, and we charge a small $79 fee to do this. Professional designations. Our next slide will discuss in more detail about the designations attainable as a result of completing this program. If you are further interested in marketing designations, please see the CMA website for more details. So that's www.the-cma.org. We're looking forward to working with the CMA in order to have access to the Certified Marketer designation, and we'll have more on this by the spring of 2019. So you're welcome to get started with your courses here in anticipation of further information about this designation. Here's a short listing outside of the CMA of the courses that the designations that we're involved here at CCE. And here's a little bit about the learning management system. The learning management system CCE uses is branded as Avenue to Learn at McMaster to share content and communicate with students. A more technical acronym is LMS. It is used within both in-person and online courses, and we have plenty of Avenue to Learn training programs on our CCE YouTube channel to help you feel comfortable and familiar with the system before you start your first course. Flexibility. I'll just speak to the online learning in a bit more detail, as some of you might be unfamiliar with this method of learning. We have built our online courses to provide you with the flexibility to balance life, work, and your course load. There are specific deadlines each week, but you do not need to log into the course at any specific time each week to complete your work. You log in on your own time, be it morning, afternoon, or evenings, as it will all depend on your schedule in order to make it work. New to the marketing program this year are accelerated courses. These new courses take 5 weeks off the original learning courses, so you can be done in a course in 8 weeks now. Currently, we only offer the starting course called Introduction to Marketing in this format, but we'll be looking at adding some more to the later dates, as this is a popular way of completing courses. And now we go to instructor facilitation. Our online courses are facilitated by an instructor, so they'll be guiding you through the whole course. Our instructors facilitate discussion boards, posting announcements, grading assignments, and they provide feedback. As earlier determined, the experiential and accelerated courses have lots of instructor contact, so you'll need to be online more during the week. Our content. Often courses typically have pre-recorded instructor presentations, which provide the lecture component of the course. Again, this is accessed through our learning management system called Avenue to, or A2L as we often call it. Group discussions. Group discussions. There are group discussions that take place throughout the course so that you have the opportunity to interact with other students and delve deeper into the content. These discussions are facilitated by the instructor and are graded. Again, when you post your comments each week is up to you. One great aspect of the online group discussions is that every student gets a voice. Group discussions also a great opportunity to learn from others' experience. Remember that the best way to get most out of your experience is to get involved and stay involved for the whole duration of the course. You should expect to spend about 5 to 7 hours per week on your course materials, which includes any in-class instruction if you're in an in-class course, textbook readings, working on assignments, and research for those assignments. The biggest difference with the online course is that you decide when to do the work every week, since you do not need to physically be in the classroom for the 3 weeks or for the 3 hours of instruction like the in-person courses. For the accelerated courses, you can expect to spend a little bit more time, and I would say probably around 8 to 10 hours per week. And indeed, it's a commitment to your education, but it's an 8-week course, and it's certainly doable for you. So My Own McMaster. My Own McMaster is Degree Pathway. Another program that partners with the University Education Program is the Faculty of Sociology and the Faculty of Humanities. To get a true picture of how it all works, we have information available on our continuing education website under the My Own McMaster link. If you don't already have a degree and would like to investigate further, this is a great way to incorporate the best of continuing education courses into a degree program at McMaster.
If you could tell us a little bit about your background and tell us a bit about how you started your company.
So my background is I have 2 degrees. I have a degree in commerce and a degree in business. I have an MBA. And before I started my business, I was running my own company, or still run my own company, called Or Etiquette, and Etiquette and Protocol Business. So while I was in my MBA, I had this idea to start this business, my business that I have right now called La Broga, which is a shoe bag company. And what I found was my experience in the MBA, the marketing courses I took, and my experience kind of collected together to give me this ability to tackle this new problem. So the way that I approached it was recognizing that I've been through the marketing process and I knew what new product development was supposed to look like. So I started in January 2016 and said, okay, I've got this problem to solve, and I want to find a way to help women get their shoes from A to B in the winter and make sure that they don't have to get their feet all mucky, and how can they transport their shoes. So I went through this process of doing customer feedback and then prototyping. And then once I had a prototype, I had to raise capital. So I created my business plan and marketing strategy, and I launched on Kickstarter, which was an interesting process and a great learning. It's a very intense way to start a business, but if it works, it can really work. So for me, I was successful. And a few months later, I was able to deliver my first round of inventory, and now I have a nice little e-commerce business.
Can you just talk a little bit about the process you went through, some of the foundational research you did?
So I went sort of back to Marketing 101 fundamentals, and I did an environmental analysis. So I spent time doing research on StatsCan and understanding doing a SWOT and understanding all the different pieces of my environment to make sure I understood the external environment. Then I also did a sort of a self-assessment on what my internal skills were, who was in my network, how could my skills, tools, experience help me to create this product I wanted to create. And then I also went through a process of, once I had a prototype ready, I did quite a lot of market research. So I used a combination of surveys as well as in-person customer feedback sessions, because once I created the prototype, I actually sent the product out with potential customers from different backgrounds, and I gave it to them for 2 months and said, test it. Do your worst at this product. And then at the end of it, I went through a process of assessing what features they love, what they hated, and really use that to design the product that I have now.
Can you talk a little bit about where you focus your marketing efforts, traditional media, social media, a combination of the two?
So I think right now in this environment, especially as a small business, I live in the world of digital marketing. it's a big part of where I spend my budget, because that's where you communicate with people. That's where people are spending their free time, their social time. Even if they're watching sort of traditional channels, like if they're watching television, they may not be watching them through a cable provider. They may be watching them on their phone without advertisements. They may not be looking at billboards or reading flyers. Who knows if they're getting mail? So for me, digital marketing is a big part of the platform. But digital marketing is only one part of the story. What I found for my customers, because I have a product, a physical product that people want to touch and feel and experience, I really need to make sure I maintain physical venues, so that I have pop-up shops and different events where people can come and see the product. I've taken products to small groups of people so that they can physically test it and experience it, because unless people are being brought to your channels, it really doesn't matter what you're saying in the end if no one's listening.
Can you just give a little bit of advice for students who are joining us today on this presentation as they're thinking about their next steps in marketing, what trends you're seeing in the future and things they should be thinking about as they, prepare to either get into a marketing role, or maybe they're currently working in a marketing role and they're looking to get some new knowledge and skills?
I think the toughest part is, of this crystal ball process of trying to figure out what's going to happen in the future, is that it's changing so quickly. It's really difficult to know. I mean, I give the example that when I finished my commerce degree, social media didn't exist. And now digital marketing is a massive part of how we market to consumers, how we communicate as brands, as companies. So I think in order to prepare for the future, you kind of have to go back to basics. You have to make sure that you understand the fundamentals of your product, that you put your customer at the center. You spend a lot of time understanding the customer. Historically, we used to look at customers from sort of, we would push things on them. There were the 4 Ps. And now we're more in that world of the 4 Cs, where it's all about the customer and making sure we understand the experience from the customer perspective.
Looking at our program, what would you say is some of the benefits for students who are thinking about taking our program and what they may get out of it?
What I really like is someone who is using marketing on a daily basis and an instructor in the program, is that it gives you a really, really strong foundation. You get to see every single aspect of the marketing process. So how it works right from the very beginning and right through marketing plan, marketing strategy, every single element of how marketing works and how it connects to a business is what we learn about in the class process. And we use a lot of real life case examples, a lot of interactive methods to make sure that the content that you're acquiring is really put into action, and so that when you leave the class, you can put it right into action the very next day. Whether or not you're working in a marketing job or not, you'll be able to take those fundamentals and use them to build your career with a solid marketing foundation.
So I think that wraps about everything up for this afternoon. Please note that on the left-hand side, we've left our email address and our website for the program, as well as some contact information. So just in case you have an idea or a question that you think of that's after the fact, please call our phone number there for an immediate contact with one of our information specialists. You may email our program email as well too at marketingmaster.ca. And the website is mcmastercce.ca/marketing. It's been a real pleasure being able to deliver this session to you today. I hope you have a great rest of your afternoon. Bye for now.